Hi guys, welcome to the very first video of Extima Diaries, and I'm going to start sitting on my deck, I think, and I'm going to start making daily videos. This is not a new channel. I actually had this channel previously, and I used to do videos in the car all the time, and then I didn't. And I ended up having to restart my channel and add this channel, like rebirth it, if you will. And so now here we are. So I think I'm going to start doing just kind of daily conversations and stuff like that. It is summer. It is June 20th, 2026. I think it's the 20th. It might be the 19th, but it's like a Friday of June. So if you look on the calendar for 2026, it may be the 19th. But I have my reading glasses on so I can actually see what I look like. I can't see at all. But I figured I would, you know, kind of try to do daily conversations or something. So, yeah, I don't know. I just been feeling kind of weird lately. Do you guys watch true crime? I've been watching true crime, you guys, for a while, and just recently, probably like, I don't know, maybe the last month or so, I've been like, I stay up late sometimes, or I try to find something to go to sleep to. And I've been watching like true crime documentaries on Hulu. And they have like all these different shows, you know, these like 30-minute shows. And then I've also been watching, I don't know if this matters, but I've also been watching like a lot of like dark shows. Like I've been really addicted to the show From. Do you guys know this show? I watch this creator on YouTube that like goes to all the theme parks, and he's been talking about like what's been going on for Halloween Horror Nights in LA. I live in Northern California, and he's covering, obviously, Southern California, where all the theme parks are. And he's been talking about Halloween Horror Nights, because in June, July is when they start announcing what's going to happen, because I think they call it HHN. It starts, I think, at the very last week of August, I believe. And so I guess they just announced that they're going to have a Stranger Things 5 house. I think they're having 2 houses. So for me, I have 2 adult children. One is 37 and the other one is 33, I think. I think he's 33. He could be 31, but I feel like he's 33. He was born in 93, so you can let me know in the comments if you see this. Anyway, and so I wanted to go to Hollywood Horror Nights in 2027, which is not this year, but next year, because it's like a unique birthday year for me. My birthday is 7/27, so it would have been 7/27/27. And so I talked to my youngest son yesterday about going, and he was like, yeah, why don't we just go both years? Both years meaning, I asked him yesterday, I was like, maybe we should go in 2028, because he loves Michael from Halloween. And I guess 2028 is the 50th year anniversary of Michael Myers. And so I was asking him, I said, hey, should we just wait, you know, and go to he said, no, why can't we go both years? So I guess that's what we're going to do. I was watching this creator cover, though, the prices. Now, my kids went to HHN last year in 2025 for the very first time. They went together. It was like their first bro trip. And the tickets they got RIP, like Express, you know, not RIP. I guess they're called Express. So they're like VIP Express or something, where like they get a tour guide and you get like all the elite treatment. In all the houses, you get to go in front of everybody, and then you get like a meal, and you get like treats and desserts and stuff. And it was about $369, I think $379 for that whole royal treatment. That, I want to say that included the admission to Universal Studios. So if you live in Southern California, let me know. But I could have swore that also included day passes to the park. I could be wrong, but they had a really good time. And they said since they had that experience, there was no other way to experience Hollywood Horror Nights. So that's what we're going to do. However, this creator I was referring to, Five Fires, I'll leave a link to his channel below. I just recently found his channel and really he covers the park and stuff. And he did he had some people in his chat say that the prices have increased this year for 2026. And so the express passes, the VIP express pass is like almost $600 this year, so it's like doubled. And so I talked to my kids yesterday. I was like, geez, $600. Like, I think the lowest price he found, he was showing everybody on the screen, that it was like $579 or something like that. So God, that is crazy town. So if we do go next year, we're going to have to like factor that in, you know what I mean? And see what we're going to do about the cost. But I think there's no other way to go. And then, of course, I'll try to find a package and stuff like that. I have a main channel here on YouTube that is all about clearance deals, online shopping, getting rewards back and all that stuff. So I'll just have to start shopping, and find out like what the best way is to go if we're going to do it that way. Also, my other son my oldest talked about going to Disneyland. And so I wanted to look into that also. So lots of trips I feel like coming up in 2027 and 2028. This year, I don't think we're going to focus very much on that because it's already we're halfway through it. Fall 2026, I did consider talking to my kids about going to Disneyland, but I don't know. I think we should just wait. I think we should wait and do 2027 so we're well prepared. The reason is because we have to move in September of 2026, so that's going to be extremely expensive. We just moved actually in April of 2026 here in this townhome where I'm sitting. It's very small, so we're all cramped like an Airbnb. Like we're literally cramped together like sardines right now. Stuff is everywhere. It looks like a storage unit, but it's just for a very short time. It's just until September. So but it's still hard, like we're like, we can get through it. And it's like, it's so cramped right now. So yeah. And I've been like, I don't know, man, I've been watching that true crime and it's just really, really put me in I don't know. It's just put me in a weird, like anxious, panicky mood. Like all of a sudden I'm worried about everybody. I'm worried about like if they don't check in or they don't text me back or it's late at night. And I don't know, all of a sudden I have this like wave of panic come over me. Like, wait a minute, I haven't heard from that person. Are they okay? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's just, do you find that like when you watch true crime? I would love to know, comment below. But yeah, if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Christina and this is the Xtina Diaries. We're going to be sitting on the deck talking and having conversation. We're going to go about 45 minutes to an hour if I can seem to pull that off. And we'll see what happens. I may move to car vlogs because when I originally planned this channel, it was more like a car vlog channel where I was going to just drive around and kind of have conversations. So you might not always see me on the deck. You might always, you might see me in other videos driving around and stuff like that. Now, I have been recording for this channel since 2025. So I do have some videos from earlier before we moved and stuff like that. So I'm contemplating if I want to go ahead and edit those and get those on this channel, but I don't want to confuse you because this is the very first video I'm putting on this channel and it's literally from present 2026, like in June. And it's, like I said, the 19th or the 20th. I can't remember what day it is, but I do have a lot of pre-recorded footage and I really think I should get that out there. So if you happen to see videos, I'll make sure I organize the channel and put playlists and stuff like that so you're not lost. There's been a lot of changes happening from 24 to 25 to 26. So in January of 2026, my mom sold her house and came to stay with us very briefly in the beginning of the year of 2026, I think it was. And then, or no, 2025, sorry, 2025. She sold her house in January of 2025. And then she stayed with us. I want to say she stayed with us until May 1st. Of 2025. And then I went and stayed with her in her home and my oldest son came and took my place here. And then we lived in that house for a year and I vlogged and everything on my main channel in that house. And then we decided to give our notice and we were all going to move together, but then we couldn't find a house big enough in our budget in time. So luckily our management company here has been really good to us. So we just ended up extending our stay in this townhouse and now we're just here until September of 2026. So that's why we're all here in one place. Right now we've got storages and stuff like that. So what I brought back to this home is very minimal. Have you guys ever done that? Like, even if some of you have sold your home and bought a new one or, moved out of an apartment into a house for the very first time or something like that, then you know that like that interim, if you have to stay in an Airbnb or with family for a short period of time, right, until you get moved and settled, you know how that can be. So that's what we did. We just rented a bunch of storages and now we're back here. So my main channel is all about saving money, clearance finding, stuff like that. So when I got here, I don't know why, but I did not plan to be here. Like, I don't know what happened, but I thought I had packed like enough outfits and stuff like that. No, girl, I did not. So I didn't have enough unmentionables, if you will. You know what I mean? I didn't have enough shorts. I didn't have enough t-shirts. It's just been crazy. So I've been stalking like Walmart and, I frequently buy from the company Temu. I buy from Amazon. I buy from Walmart and Target once in a while. I kind of zone in and hone in more on Sam's Club, and like Walmart is my main. I don't know. It just seems to be my go-to more than Target. I like Target's quality. Of course, it's very, very nice, but Walmart has just been one of those things that I found some really good brand stuff. And so this is from Walmart. Actually, I got this. This is a Stranger Things t-shirt. It's a men's, and it's like a medium, I believe. It's really roomy and light. That's why I'm wearing it, because today's the first day we've had in Northern California that's been like 80s. Yesterday and the day before that, it was like well into the hundreds. So obviously right now it's easy for me to sit out here and just chill with you. Yeah, I got this sweatshirt for like $5. So I just tend to stalk the internet for like super cheap stuff. And so if you like that kind of thing, I'll link my main channel below. All of my channels that I have here on YouTube are always linked at the end of each video anyway. So as I make these videos, you'll see like a trio. You'll see one on each side and the one on the bottom. And all you have to do is tap with your phone or your iPad if you're watching from there. And you can find me in other places on YouTube and see if that content is interesting to you. But yeah, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to sit on the deck and I'm going to like start making videos and air out my thoughts. I guess the reason why I'm doing this is because I had my god granddaughter for like a week, and I was in a mode. But I think what happened was about right when we got here, we moved here on April 30th, I take that back. Yeah, no, on the last day of April 30th, because we had to be out of our house on April 30th. So we've been here since May 1st, 2026. And I just felt I don't know, I felt like all off kilter. I just haven't felt like myself lately. I also don't have everything, at my disposal to use. We had a plumbing leak as well above where my desk was, because I set up my desk in this open wall downstairs, because this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So we had enough room in the small living room to put my desk up there, and we had a plumbing leak. And so that just kind of threw everything for a loop, And then I had to move my desk to the other side. And then after that, of course, when it rains, it pours. I started having all these technical issues. My main computer broke. My laptop is not moving. So I've been recording for my main channel, but I haven't been able to edit anything because all of a sudden nothing wants to work. So instead of buying a brand new computer, I ended up buying parts. And that was a lot more, space conservative, I guess, cheaper than buying a brand new computer. And so I just got the parts in early last week, and now my kids, because they're gamers, they're supposed to put my computer together. So I'm just waiting, for that. But because I'm a content creator, I don't know what to do with myself. I honestly don't. So I've been watching a lot more TV than usual. There's not a lot of room, like, you know what I mean, to kind of, I don't know, relax or feel like comfortable, I guess. So I feel crammed. Do you know what I mean? I can only imagine what the family members are going through upstairs because it's so small up there. But I was thinking today, when I had my god granddaughter for a week, we were out in the stores and I was kind of filming. She's up for it until we're out in the stores. And then she gets like, it was really hot the day we went though too. It was like 102. So the few days I had her were the hottest days here thus far. And she just wasn't in the mood to be in the car for a long period of time. So she was like, I don't really want to, do that. Because it was the next day and we had plans. And then she was like, I don't think I want to do that, or whatever. She's like, I think I just want to stay home and chill. So while I had her, we baked a lot. We cooked a lot. She was, I taught her how to cook and stuff. And so we made cupcakes, we made cookies, we made, she helped me make spaghetti, something simple. And then we watched some cool YouTube channels together. We watched this channel. It's so cool. If you guys are into watching like other countries, I found this channel called Experience Japan. And it's like a silent channel. That's what I love about the Japanese channels, is that a lot of the vlogs and a lot of the channels are like silent and they just have captions across, which is so cool. And it's so, so neat. And I think the way that we found that was she's never been to Disneyland before. And I was talking to her mom about possibly taking the kids to Disneyland together because I've never been on a trip with them ever. And, my god granddaughter talks about, how come you're not like, how come you don't go to these milestones in my life? Like, meaning school. But what happened was they used to live locally and then they moved out of town. So they live about an hour away now in the country, like literally in the country. Well, I'm not kidding. And so I don't get to see them that often, even though they're not that far. So when she has like, her school events, when she has like a graduation or some kind of, event at school or whatever, or, something that she wants me to show up for, it's hard to coordinate because they're so far. It could be weather. It could be just the way that time, is like time scheduling, if you will, and stuff like that. So I talked to her mom about maybe planning some kind of a Disney trip. I think they're all pretty decent ages. She's 7. Her brother's, I think Kylo is 5. And then her older brother's 10 or going to be 10. But then she has her toddler, which has just turned 2. So I don't know if she's quite ready to take the kids yet, but we talked about possibly, doing something like that with the kids. Maybe we should start a little smaller and maybe go to Six Flags, maybe would be probably a better deal, So I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but I told her, I said, we should do something. So we talked about, maybe doing something together with the kids. And then we have to figure out like what time of the year would be good to do something like that, because she has 4 kids, so girl, I've already been there, done that. Okay, so but I only had 2 and it's been a long time since my day, but yeah, so we talked about possibly doing something with them, so we'll see. When she was here, I found a really cool place. It's a aquarium that was supposed to be like a petting zoo and stuff like that, but I talked to her mom, and I was thinking it might be better to take all the kids, just because the reason why I did that is because sometimes when I try to bond with her and take her by herself, she misses her family because she always does everything as a family and there's so many of them. So I was like, well, maybe we should save the aquarium for your family and we'll all go together, and maybe that will be our first starter trip together, So there's that. So I took her home. She was with me from like, let's say like the 14th or something. Maybe the 13th. She came over on a Friday, so today's the 20th or whatever. She came over and she was with me from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. She went home Wednesday, and she was done. She was ready to go home. So luckily her dad works locally, and I was able to meet him, and then she decided to ride home with her dad. So that was my week, and I filmed the whole time. So when I say that, like, when my computer's down, I don't know what to do, there is lots of shopping center stores around here. There's a Target, a Walmart, World Market, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Hobby Lobby. I am surrounded by so many retail stores, Five Below, Marshall's, did I say that? Grocery Outlet, thrift stores, Ross. There's so many stores around me. And I was thinking that maybe I should just start going out to the stores and filming. But it's really hard to do that when I can't edit. Do you know what I mean? I really can't edit. I'll have all these videos and know where to put them, so I've just been really frustrated lately. And then, like I said, I've been watching a lot of true crime, and it's just put me, I don't know, it's put me in this dark place, you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just so like out of whack. I'm so like, I don't know, I'm just feeling anxious maybe. Plus my dad passed away from Alzheimer's in May of 2019. And so I feel like every year when I have like a family passing, anniversary or something, I get a little bit down and depressed, and I kind of lose my ground, And then in addition, my mom got a phone call from her brother who lives out of state. He lives in Georgia, and he's ill. He's terminally ill. So she was a little bit affected by that a couple of days ago. And then my mom's birthday was in June 3rd. And she's 79. So having all these like changes and transitions happening, and so many of them at one time, it just seemed like, I don't know, it kicked me into something. I don't know what it was. And you know what's weird is it didn't really happen until she went home. And then when she went home, because I had no way to edit or no way to kind of occupy my mind, I just started thinking about all these different things. And then I made the mistake of watching true crime late at night. I don't know what, okay? But I kind of maxed out watching all kinds of movies because since my computer's been on the brink for like almost a month, I've kind of maxed out like watching all the 90s movies. Girl, I watched all the Predators. Alien is my favorite franchise. I've watched the show called From. If you've never seen it, you should try it. This is what it looks like. It's called From. It's another kind of like, it's not a zombie movie, but it's kind of like Walking Dead, sort of, kind of. So it's one of those kind of mystery, thrilling, monster, weird movies, you know, or not movies, series, I guess. So it's called From. And then I've been watching Your Friends and Neighbors. Do you guys watch that? I love that show. Then there's a brand new show on Apple that was just started. It's about a mom kind of in a custody battle with her husband for her daughter. And so I've been watching that. I'll link that below. I don't remember the name of the show, but anytime I talk about TV shows, I'll always put a photo up here for you if I can. But I also watched this miniseries with Kerry Washington and the girl that played in Handmaid's Tale. That was a good one. I can't remember what it was called, but I'll put it up here. And then I was also watching Testament. I've been putting in my TV time, let me just tell you. I like that show. That's a spin-off of the Handmaid's Tale. I really like that. It's called Testament. Love that. The girl that plays the lead girl, the young girl, she's so gorgeous. And I've just been watching TV a lot. I've also kind of been revisiting all the 90s movies that I used to love, you know. I watched The Thing. That's 80s, I think. And I've been looking for like thriller movies like Runaway Jury, Conspiracy Theory. What else was I something to talk about, I think. I don't really care for Julia Roberts anymore. I used to like her, but then I found out more personal life things about some of these celebrities that I like, and now I just can't get myself to support their careers anymore for whatever reason. So there is a new remake though on Apple, Cape Fear. Have you guys seen this? I don't know. It didn't interest me, so I didn't. But then I put on the yesterday I put on, was it Paramount? I think it was Paramount Plus, because I was looking for the last episode of From, and there's a new movie out with Ryan Gosling, I guess, and it's a space movie or something. So I've been into sci-fi too. I love sci-fi. So I watched old 90s movies. Like I think it's called Event Horizon. There was a couple of them that it was recommending as I was watching like Predator and stuff like that. I watched Sphere with, what's her name? The girl that played in Basic Instinct, and Tootsie, the guy that played in Tootsie. All of a sudden I kept forgetting actors' names, but yeah, I got on this sci-fi kick and I was watching like all these sci-fi movies back to back to back. And so movies entertain me. And what's interesting about my age is that, because I'll be 55 this summer, and I still can watch a movie from beginning to end. So I don't have any problem with focusing in on movies, especially movies that interest me, because I know a lot of people in my life that start to watch movies and then they just don't have they don't have the focus to like watch it. They're like all over the place, like ADHD kind of. But even though I have ADHD, I can watch a movie from beginning to end, so I don't have no problem with that. But yeah, there's been a lot of good TV shows on. And then, of course, I watched Lucy. I watched Bewitched. I recently started watching Will and Grace. I watch Ally McBeal on Hulu. And then recently, probably about a month ago, I was really into period shows. Do you guys watch period shows? There's a really good show on PBS. I can't remember. It's like a family series. It's so good. I'll link it below. But this is what it's called, right? I can't remember the names of it, but I'll definitely show you an image of it. But yeah, I was into period shows for a while, and that's what I was watching. So I've kind of covered my bases with that. I subscribe to PBS, and there's a new show too I found on, I think it's on Prime, probably. It's another period show. It's about, like, it's based around a daughter, and I guess she's like one of the ones that I guess the mother is anticipating not to get married, but then there's a character in the show that like is interested in her, and I think they're going to get married or something. So that's interesting. And then I don't know. I was just asking my son yesterday too, in terms of like fantasy shows. if, I guess there's a new season coming out of something Dragon, I think, right? There's something called Something Dragon on HBO. So I asked him and he said he hasn't, he said he hasn't watched that series since it came out, I guess. And then Stranger Things, there's Stranger Things 5. I haven't watched that. I love Winona Ryder. She's one of my favorite actresses, but I haven't watched that either. I was really into Stranger Things when it first came out, and then I stopped watching it. So, but I think in my conversations, I'll talk about my favorite shows and see if any of you guys have watched any of these shows at all. And I always show pictures of the shows that I'm watching because I sometimes, you know, if you don't know what they are, then I'll definitely share what they are with you. So you can tell me if you're watching them too. I don't know. Regardless, I always make time for TV. I love it. It's an escape for me. So, you know, I don't watch a lot of it, but I do watch TV. I watch more YouTube than I do TV, but I've really tried to detach away from social media. You know, like, I don't know, man. You know, the thing is as a creator, I've been on YouTube for 15 years and I've always wanted to get consistent and get really knee deep into like content and consistency in terms of like building my account on like Instagram and my community tabs. And I've tried TikTok. TikTok just didn't take for me. I'm not interested in TikTok. So Instagram and YouTube are really my only focus. And other than that, oh, and Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and I recently have a friend that was encouraging me to post reels. And so I've been posting, well, I haven't, since I've been here, because I've been off the grid for about a month. That's why I decided to start talking to you guys. But I've been off the grid forever, like for a month, you know? And I don't get that many views anyway when I post a video. But that's when I started like just really making time for TV because I don't use social media as a recreation. I don't. Once in a while at night, I'll scroll through Instagram, but most of what I follow is like recipes. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like when you make a new Instagram account, you're so flooded with ads. Like I watched one wig video because I'm getting older. I'm in my 50s and I'm starting my hair thinning. And so I thought I'm going to invest in one of these real hair wigs. And all of a sudden, I'm just getting ad after ad in my Instagram account because I only have like 50 or 60 followers. So I'm flooded with all these like recommendations. And so it's just frustrating to get on Instagram, period, and try to enjoy just watching content. So I really don't watch content as a hobby. You know what I mean? I don't, when I'm like in the mood to get into something, I'm more into TV than I am into reading. I know reading's really big right now on socials, but I just really have never had like a lot of attention span to sit and read a book. I know there's lots of good books out there, but I think the last books that I listened to in audio form was Hollywood Babylon and Hollywood Babylon 2. So interesting if you're into celebrity pop culture. I used to live stream celebrity pop culture in my little dabbling of, I do a little of this and a little of that. And that was interesting to understand how Hollywood was formed and born and how it functions. So, girl, if you've never heard of Hollywood Babylon, you should listen to it. If you can't find it on audio form, just to listen to it in your ears, just find someone who reads the books on YouTube, which is what I ended up doing because I looked on Audible and I couldn't find anybody that was reading, you know, like an audio form of the books. So I just listened to somebody read it. It was kind of hard to follow, but initially because I have the attention span to listen, you know, I know a lot of people listen to podcasts too. I don't really have a favorite podcast. I don't really watch podcasts. You know, I really don't. I know a lot of people that watch them though. I know I tried a podcast with my ex. It was so fun to do. And I tried to edit it myself. Oh man, it was a lot. It was a lot to record it, a lot to edit it. It took so much time and so much effort into trying to put it together so it was presentable as a production. Oh, what a mess. So I've decided, I talked to him about resuming it for 2026 when we get moved, because I'm going to hire somebody just to film us and edit it. Because it's just too much. It's too much. I can't do it by myself. It was fun to learn how to do it, but it was just too much work to actually put the episode together. With 3 camera angles and editing and audio and trying to make it look professional, it was too hard for me. So I'll link the first episode below if you guys want to see it. It was fun to make, but I don't know. I had a friend watch it as like a sample, and she told me that it was more like an interview, but it was like our first episode to introduce who we were and how we knew each other and why we were still in each other's lives and all that stuff. But I wanted to focus the majority of the episode on him anyway, because he had served in the military. He had been all over the world. He just had so many stories to tell. And so I thought it would just be fun, to talk and for people to get to know him more than me. But he did ask me questions at the end, but it wasn't, she said, my friend that watched it said, she's a YouTuber friend that I have. She said that it was kind of not very much about me. It was more about him. So it was more like an interview. So as we move along and do more episodes, I think it'll be a lot easier and a lot more laxed for me to do it if I pay somebody to come and video it and edit it and the whole thing. So I think it'll just be easier to do that way. And I'll just stick to the simple stuff like this. Because boy, oh boy, doing a video and doing a podcast type of situation with multiple cameras, mics, and all the things that you have to make a podcast look good. I mean, you can judge if you want. I'll leave a link to it. We only got like 30 views on that episode, but I don't know. It was fun to try to edit it though. But we sound like chipmunks, first of all, because I couldn't get the audio right. The camera angles, we used 2 different cameras. Actually, we used 3 different cameras. So that was another issue because we didn't look the same in all of our, like when the cameras focused in on us, we didn't look the same. I don't know. My friend said she didn't care. She was like, it was fine. She's like, your first episode shouldn't be like perfect anyway. And I think when you start, socials, you want everything to come off like you know what you're doing. But most of us that start channels don't know what the hell we're doing anyway. So, So anyway, it was a fun experience. So I told him, I think if we got a groove with it and we did multiple episodes and we, were consistent with it, I think we'd probably have a pretty good following. So we'll just have to get together and we'll have to just record some more episodes and see how it goes. And he's up for it. He likes doing it. He was actually much more into it than I thought he was going to be. And he's funny too. So it was really interesting to have him over, but everything that could go wrong went wrong with that episode. So because the cameras were dying, nothing was going right. Our audio failed. Anyway, it was just a whole thing. So bear with it if you watch it, because it's not the best. I went back to watch it the other day and it was painful. It's so funny when you're doing it in the heart of things, you don't really think of anything. But when you watch it back, like after some time goes by and you watch it back, then you're like, oh crap, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I've just been really depressed lately. I don't know. I think once I get my computers up, so I ordered the parts. I'm waiting for my kids to put my computer together. I also ordered something called a mini PC. I don't know what that is. It's like it's supposed to be this little box that you plug in to your computer, and it's supposed to serve as like its own computer. So we'll see if that works out, because I need a second machine. So we'll see, how that works out for me. But hopefully it'll work out fine, because I really do need 2 machines. So we'll have to see how that works out. But yeah, it's just been, man, we've been here. Sorry for the noise too. I don't know. Hopefully I canceled out all the noise, but I don't have a mic attached to me. I have a mic above the camera. So if you can't hear me very well, I apologize, but I'm on the deck, and everyone's deck that is in this circle, I think there's 3 or 4 units here and 3 or 4 units on my side, and everybody's air conditioner unit is on the outside and next to their deck. So if you hear ACs coming on and pop, and turning off, my apologies, but that's kind of how it works out here. But I'm hoping that my editing software will cancel all that out. But yeah, it's June. It's going to be time pretty soon to house hunt. Now I started my shopping channel in 2024, and I started a vlog channel along with that. And so I don't have very many videos on that channel. I thought I started them at the same time, but I could be wrong. But I have a vlog channel that I'm trying to build. It's really new, like baby fresh new. Like I think I have like 20 subscribers on there or something. But I've been recording our house hunting experience. So I'm behind on it too, because we were doing a lot of house hunting before we moved in here. We house hunted so much in February and March of 2026. And we stopped in April because we had to pack from the other house. So I have a lot of that previous footage to get onto the vlog channel. But if you guys want to check it out, I'm also going to resume it when we start picking up our house hunting, because we're looking for a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house within a certain budget and a certain size. So I found one. Oh my God, there was a house that was just posted a couple of days ago. It's a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house for $3,900, and it has a pool. And it's just too soon, of course. So I was like, I even asked everybody this morning. I was like, do you guys think it's too early to go tour this house? They're like, yeah, because if we like it, then we can't move yet. So I'll show you a picture of the house right now up here. But this is the house, and I really wanted to just tour it, but there's no way, because we're not going to be ready to move until the beginning of September. So it's just too soon. But we're looking for like a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, or a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, hopefully with a swimming pool. That's what we hope. So hopefully we'll find one with a pool. If not, it'll be okay. But we are looking for quite a sizable house. So I'll be taking everybody who wants to watch on that journey. So if you guys are interested in the Northern California market and what it's like here, we'll be looking in Sacramento County and Placer County and El Dorado. I think it's called El Dorado County, because we're looking in a city called Folsom, California. So, and what we're doing is we're going around to the cities that have the houses that are this large. So we just have to go where the sizing is, so I just thought it would be cool to vlog that. And then, of course, on the vlog channel, I'll be doing more like unpacking and decluttering and blah, 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 blah. So the only thing that's holding me up right now is my computers. So I can't do anything. So hence here we are in the first video, the Steam Diaries. Again, this was supposed to be a car vlog channel where I was driving and talking to you. And I do have a lot of car vlogs. So I just figured that why not? It's a beautiful day. I'm on my deck. It's completely green out here. They just redid all the decks. So they're building, they replaced the wood and stuff. The only thing about this deck right here, it's beautiful. It's a great sized deck. And it's just very vintage vibes. I mean, this would be absolutely stunning if it was all decorated with like the hanging bulb lights and like the gazebo and some really nice, decor. And all I have to do with this furniture, it's not quality furniture, but if I replace the cushions, it would be super cute. And it just needs like some lamps and some decor. But now it's too late, so can't do that. But the only thing I will say out here is there's no color out here. Even in the fall, there's no color. It's all green and trees, so it's all foliage. It's not really floral. There's no vibrant colors or anything like that in the summer or the spring. There's just not, they didn't plant anything around here. It's just all like brush and trees and stuff like that. So I'll show you guys a wide shot when I close out the video of what it looks like around me. They just cleaned everything up, so it looks nice and pretty. I'll show you the top of all the trees that are above me. And I'll probably make a new intro for the summer of me doing this like this. And I'll film all the top, and we'll do some kind of intro to this series that I'm doing on the Deck Diaries. We'll make this playlist the Deck Diaries. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. But I guess that's going to do it, you guys. I would love to have you hang out with me. We're going to talk about everything and nothing. I'm just going to sit and air out my thoughts and talk about things that are on my mind, and I hope you guys enjoy that. I'm in my 50s. I'll be 55 in July of 2026. I have 2 children, boys. They're adults, 37 and 30. I want to say 33, but I think my son is actually 31. He was born in 93. And then I have a goddaughter, which is like one of those really close friends of the family that's like my daughter. She's really young. She's married and has a family, and so I'm close to her daughter. She's her firstborn. And so I've known her for 15, 16 years. So I visit with her daughter a lot, and she just turned 7. So yeah, so I talk about, them sometimes, and I am my mom's only daughter. My mom just turned 79 in June of 2026, so she's with us, and so I have a lot to say, about being in your 50s, taking care of elderly parents, having adult kids, talking about living alone, this phase of your life, and just a lot of conversation like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's chat. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you are interested in hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm very excited about this. I just decided to do it on a whim. I'm very, very excited to, just kind of talk about simple things and serious life things. Yeah, and I just think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe, tap the like button. Let me know if you're a new subscriber, if you've decided to hang out with me. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're watching me on your phone, on your TV, on your tablet. I'd love to know. And I will see you guys in the next episode. So take care. I'll see you soon. Stay out of the heat. Have a nice cold drink, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors. Summer love, memories washed in every shade of green in all the colors. Summer love, remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned